Hey guys, welcome back to the Financial Minute. My name's Josh. Here's my wife Dana.
Hi guys.
It's a little bit different format. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 steps you can take towards minimalism. Just some cool things you can do to save yourself some money down the road. And also just create kind of a different lifestyle altogether. Something that's more economical, and it'll also help your children learn to be more appreciative of stuff they have rather than always wanting new stuff. So yeah, let's get right to it right after this. Okay guys, so thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, we're going to be talking about 5 steps to creating minimalism in your life, and we're going to start right here with step number 1. Pause before you purchase. And I'll let my wife tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I know for me, especially with shopping online, it can be really easy to just click add to cart, and then especially with your going to the store, see things on shelf that you can just like get and grab. But being able to like actually pause before you purchase, a lot of times if I think I quote unquote need something, I'll add it to cart. But then I'll wait and then go back the next day, like not buy it then, but I'll go back the next day. And then I'll go and look what's in my cart. I'm like, actually, I don't really need that. So I have like all these abandoned checkouts online, party everywhere. But I get these emails all the time saying, hey, you left something behind. I was like, yeah, I know I did. But yeah, so the pausing before you purchase is probably the number 1 thing you can do before like overspending, because it's really easy to do, especially either in store, online, everywhere. But yeah.
You'd be amazed at what you might change your mind on in 24 hours.
Yeah, especially going into like a grocery store even. Like Costco for us is really dangerous. Because we have a list of a few certain items that we get. And then all the other extra stuff is like, okay, this looks good, this looks good.
Yeah, I spent $750 there once. So
so $700 later, yeah.
Yeah, that was way more than I was planning on spending. And I regretted it. Not 24 hours later, I regretted it 2 hours later. So yeah. Give yourself 24 hours to think about, especially bigger purchases.
Thing to do too when thinking about buying something is also thinking about do you actually.
I was looking down.
Oh, that's
another
okay.
thing.
That's okay. Another thing that you can really do to help that we've done too is to actually think about, first of all, do you actually really need it? And sometimes a need and a want can be intertwined and be very confused and mixed up together. And the third thing being is asking yourself, what value does it add to your life? Like, is it going to make your life that you're living now, is it going to make it better? Because you want most purchases to better your life. I know for us, like especially like food's an expensive one. But we buy expensive food, we try to get most organic, and we eat a lot of fresh things, and it is more expensive, but it is adding a huge value to our lives. Like, it's keeping us healthy, it's keeping us strong, it's going to save money down the road, a lot of money down the road.
Yeah, because kids don't get sick much, really at all actually, so we don't have to go to doctors or anything. Yeah. So the expensive food is definitely an investment. It's more of an investment than a cost, in my opinion.
So thinking about really that, just like what kind of value does it add? And that's probably our biggest ticket is food, food item.
It's true.
But yeah, it does add a lot of value. And then also to give yourself graces too, where a treat every now and then is good too.
Okay guys, number 2. If you're looking down in the notes below, this is number 2. Unsubscribing from all those marketing emails that you get. And boy, you can really get a lot of them really quick if you go online and you say, yes, I'll subscribe to save 5% here, 10% there. But these are all emails that are sent to remind you that this company exists, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is another temptation to buy the newest this or the newest that. For instance, this camera I'm using works perfectly good, but I'm always tempted to upgrade to the next nicest camera because they send me these emails and I'm reminded how much I really want that camera. But maybe I can't necessarily afford that camera right now, or I shouldn't necessarily afford that camera right now.
I have to unsubscribe from a lot of them, especially if it's the things that I signed up for. Like if I did make a fun purchase, especially like Christmas gift time, and subscribe to all the emails, and the rest of the year, like I get them all the time. But the few emails, oh my goodness. But the few emails that I do stay subscribed to, can't talk today, are like my baby diaper subscriptions, things that are like actual necessities. I know
Stuff you're gonna need.
Yeah.
She needs diapers. So.
Yeah. So anything that I want to know if there's a sale, I want to know if there's a coupon, and if something I'm going to buy anyway, I definitely stay subscribed to that. I follow their Facebook page, which is another tip too, like to follow the Facebook pages for necessities, because a lot of times they'll have the special coupon codes and marketing stuff targeted at that.
And instead, guys, instead of being subscribed to all these marketing emails, subscribe to like investing emails, telling you where to invest your money more successfully, and where to save your money more successfully, and how to buy assets instead of liabilities. You can also sign up for newsletters telling you what not to do with your finances. Just kind of teaching yourself and encouraging yourself, being an encouragement for yourself and for your spouse to not spend money necessarily and to save money. So, and how to do it. Speaking of which, let's get on to number 3 here. Join a buy nothing group. Now, this is something relatively new to me. My wife actually introduced this idea to me, and it's pretty cool. But I'll let her kind of give some ideas on what this is and how you guys can get started in this.
Yeah, so I actually first heard about it from another friend of mine, and she said that she joined a local Buy Nothing group. And if you just go to Google and then type in Buy Nothing and then the city that you live in, you'll have all kinds of groups come up. And what it essentially is people just post items that they no longer need or no longer want, anything from toys that their kids no longer play with to clothing. And then other people start posting, and pretty soon you just start this vast, like really big community swapping group. So the whole idea behind it is you never really have to buy anything. All the necessities are posted. If people have extra of one stuff, they'll post it, even like brand new items. But essentially, yes, you're creating a community where nothing is ever really bought. It's a really great way to, you can get Christmas presents this way. If your kids, as we all know, they grow so quickly. It's a really good way for them to get like the next sizes up without having to actually spend a lot of money, because when they grow quickly those first few years, if you buy it all new, you're constantly having to buy
half
new
the time they don't
clothes,
fit in it by the time you go to put it on them anyways. So if you bought that for $50, you're gonna be like, well, that's a waste.
Yes. So yeah, that's a really good way. We're actually probably going to start one here locally. It's a great way for the kids to, we went through their toy room and they were able to, hey baby, you're gonna fall off? They were able to find a bunch of toys that they no longer wanted or needed, and things that they don't play with, and they know they don't play with them. So it's a great thing for them to like go through the house and finding things that they want to give to other little boys and girls who may want to play with it, and even families that are in need. And I know with our specific buy group, we wanted to start it too, because even if kids aren't able to donate to the Buy Nothing group, they can still take from it, which is a good thing for the kids to be able to pass on their stuff for.
Yeah, and just like I said earlier in the intro, it is more of a lifestyle change than just a habit change. This is kind of a lifestyle thing, you know, and it's going to instill different good habits in your children. So if you have children, it's definitely something to think about.
And it's also because we grew up shopping at Goodwill, my family did, and because I grew up thrifting and being more frugal, I've kind of taken that on myself, and I also want to teach that to my children so they don't always, oh my goodness.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, that's good, perfect.
Special effects.
Yeah, so they don't always, I want them to grow up not thinking that everything has to come shiny and new. Yeah, I feel like that's a really good thing to instill in our kids. Like, I don't want them to think that, oh, they can't wear a shirt that's been used before, or everything has to be brand new, because I don't think that's a good thing to pass on either. But again, personal opinion.
Yeah, and you know, you're also passing on the fact that every dollar and penny that's saved from buying used stuff is a dollar that's saved, and you can invest that and buy assets with that money. Also, it's instilling the idea that, you know, just because something's used, or because maybe you can't afford something brand new, that doesn't make you a lesser of a person at all. And yeah.
Something to add on to this one too, I'm talking a lot, sorry. Something to add on to this one too is something that like my dad always told me growing up too, was you don't buy things with money really, you buy things with the hours that you work. And if we teach our kids to always, like, they're buying new, that's a lot of hours to get that item, versus, you know, you're only working 1 hour of your life to get this item. Because you're buying stuff with hours from your life because you're working to get the stuff. But yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. She brings, it's a good reminder that time is super valuable. And
time is money.
It's the only thing you cannot replace. You can't buy more time. You can make more money, but you can't buy more time. So, okay, number 4 now, shopping at a thrift store. This is something that I didn't do growing up, and my mom frowned upon, and so I had kind of a negative connotation in my head coming into my adult years. I quickly got over that, though, as I started spending my own money and realized I could buy 4, 5, 6 times more things at a thrift shop than I could at a store. So I'll let my wife, she kind of introduced me to this. I'll let her talk about this.
I love thrift stores. I really do. And this will kind of flow into the next point here in a little bit. I love the idea of, like he's just said, of being able to buy more items. It's not necessarily just the more, I think it's the whole overall, especially for me, like I like buying stuff off of Mercari, which we'll get to later. But I love buying stuff on there because it's not only much more affordable, but you're actually buying stuff directly from a family. And I've actually I don't really even shop Goodwill very much anymore. Only because
it's
I don't.
Pricey.
It is. Well, I know for me it's so funny when bad. I know it's pretty bad when Goodwill's too expensive. You're like, no, I found better places to buy stuff. But I don't like supporting that anymore, only because of like the way the CEOs have handled things. And it's funny because what you think you're purchasing, I don't want it to go to like support something not good anymore. But buying stuff on Mercari, on eBay, you're actually buying from families themselves. Like it's mamas that are selling.
Or yard sales.
Yes, yeah. So you're actually helping, like if you do yard sales and if you do like the family-owned thrift shops, and then Mercari on eBay, you are buying from like an actual family, an actual mother who's just, trying to put food on their table as well. So I love supporting that and not just a big industry like Goodwill as well, but I'll let you go.
And also, a lot of times I notice at these little shops, you'll find handmade stuff that's locally sourced. Just cool stuff that you won't find online or anywhere else. So there's lots of cool things you'll get at these shops.
Especially now in 2020, it's more important than ever to shop the like I said, if you're online, you can do Mercari and eBay, but it's really important to support like actual families and everything, because I know I appreciate it when people buy like my stuff.
Yeah.
But returning that favor as well.
And last but not least, guys, and this is kind of cool to me because I always, even growing up, prioritized high quality over quantity. So for instance, I'd buy one really nice sweater versus a bunch of cheap sweaters. And but stuff's not cheap, so if you gotta buy something that's high quality, it's generally not cheap. But shopping on places like Poshmark or yard sales or what do you call those little stores in towns where they sell gently used stuff, you can find really high quality stuff that's in your budget. And it also instills a mindset that you don't have to buy brand new for you or your children, and used is perfectly okay.
One thing too is I don't like spending a lot of money on clothes in general. It's always funny because I had one of my friends in school that used to tease me because I didn't want to pay over $10 for like any article of clothing. But I also like nice quality things that weren't going to be like worn once or washed once, I should say, and start like the threads coming undone. So yeah, being able to like shopping at thrift stores and everything gives us the opportunity to actually buy the name brands. And not just like, I'm not really picky on the name brand, but if it's like the Patagonia stuff is really nice, all the outdoor wear, so high quality stuff that's made that I don't want to buy brand new. Because in this stage of life that I'm in, especially with the little babies and stuff, things do get stained. So for me right now in my life, there's a fine balance between buying a nice quality, but also not being worried if it gets stained and ruined.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thrifting is really the only way that I like to do that.
Yeah, and good quality holds up better during cleaning and washing too. So
like if I can rub the stains out, then it won't fall apart on me.
Exactly. Cheap clothing will fall apart if you try to scrub it too much.
Yeah, and even like baby stuff, I'll get like huge bundles on Mercari. Especially, I got her like 11 different sleepers for just like $9.
Yeah.
So if they do get permanently stained, it's something that I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah. She's actually got Class A example.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go change
That's
her.
why you don't buy new clothing.
That's why we don't buy new very much.
Very
because
expensive clothing. Otherwise,
gotta
that's
go
$50
change
out.
Yeah.
Gone, you know. Right, Mary?
We gotta go get changed.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got something out of this. Hope you learned a thing or two, and maybe this will help you introduce minimalism into your lifestyle. You really won't regret it because it's gonna not only improve your interaction around your family, because there'll be less people, you know, saying, "Hey, I need this, this, and this." They'll be more appreciative, etc. If you start this, especially at a younger age. But also, you'll have more money to invest and buy assets instead of liabilities. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please give the video a big thumbs up. It really does help us.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
Yeah. I would add that too.
We'll see you in the next video. Be
Bye,
safe
guys.
and God bless. And remember, only you can make your financial dreams come true. Don't delay. Get started today. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay.